What's up, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Ash Borer entitled Cold of Ages. This is released on Profound Lore Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of Arcata, California, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very cold, dense, yet atmospheric style of black metal. Ash Borer is one of those bands that really has gotten the kind of reputation that it has through continual hard work and word of mouth by releasing a lot of cassette and vinyl only releases, most notably their first demo and their self-titled debut. Wow. I was really blown away by the first demo and the self-titled, because both of them, while they both had differences, it really showed the potential that this band had. Just from the way the music was made, just the great guitar work, the awesome drumming, the really kind of unique kind of wailing in the vocals. There was just a lot to like about Ash Borer, and apparently it got people excited. And now, after all this underground work, we get to their sophomore album, which is really the first time we have Ash Borer in CD form, because normally you would have it on cassette and vinyl only. So this is their first venture into CD and digital realms. Yeah, it's 4 tracks, and it runs around 58 minutes in length. And with this band, you're going to get some very long, repetitious kind of passages. Like, take the first track, Descended Lamentations. It pretty much takes a while for the song to really just kick in and get straight up into the kind of sound you would expect this band to have, because that's where the atmosphere of this album comes in. Once you get past that, you head straight up into what Ash Borer set out to do. And it made me wonder, would this album really have a difference in comparison to the first several releases that this band has had? I would say it does. It has the qualities that you would know Ash Borer for, but yet there's a little bit something else there in the way that this album sounds and the way that it's delivered. It doesn't sound too clean or overproduced. It sounds just appropriate for this style of music, and in the case of Ash Borer, I think it works to their advantage. The guitars are your usual kind of Ash Borer guitars. You're going to get very heavy emphasis on tremolo riffs, chord progressions, high leads, some nice melodic kind of moments. You're going to get the best out of the guitars here on this album, and they sound really good. I like the way that they're played. They're not overpowering. They sound just right in the mix. And this is really what makes this album stand out, to me at least, is the guitar work. It sounds really solid. And the bass has its moments here and there. It sounds good. It's audible, nice and clean in the mix. It's a little dominated by the guitar, in my view. I would have liked to have heard the bass just a little bit more, but that's just a minor complaint. I like what I hear, but it's really a guitar-driven kind of a record, and it does show throughout the riffs on this album. Drum-wise, there's a lot of stamina going on with the drums, considering the lengths of some of these songs. Like the track Convict All Flesh, that's the longest song on here. It's 18 minutes long. The way the drums take their time throughout the song is just really mesmerizing. But throughout this album, you're going to get your whole mixture of slow kind of melodic passages to the more black metal style of drumming, fast blast beats, good solid double bass, really good solid kick and snare work. I really like the way the drums sound here. And vocal-wise, this is what's a little different about Ash Borer. The vocals have this almost demented kind of depraved kind of wailing. That's what I would say. It doesn't really remind me of growling or screaming or anything. It's like a wail. That's the kind of sound this vocalist has. And I'm pretty sure it won't be to everyone's liking, but the vocals here, they work pretty well. I like what I hear with the vocals. A lot of emotion going on with the vocals here, and just the way they're delivered, it just sounds solid. And even the female vocals, because if I'm not mistaken, Jessica from Warm Ouroboros makes a few appearances on Convict All Flesh and Removed Forms. You can definitely hear her vocals be used on this album, and I think it's a nice little addition to what's going on with this album. So overall, I'm on the fence as to whether about how I feel about this record. I really enjoyed it, but in comparison to their demo and their self-titled, I don't know if I can say this is better. Maybe it's something I'll be having a debate amongst myself about but I still think this is really solid. I mean, if you're into this style of music, I mean, if you're a fan of Wolves in the Throne Room or Weakling or Skagos or Altar of Plagues, Panopticon, you probably will enjoy Ash Borer. Get acquainted with their older material. That's something I can definitely recommend if you want to try to get into this band. Listen to their older stuff before you get into their current material, which is this album. So, yeah, if I had to pick any tracks, because it's really only 4 tracks long, Descended Lamentations and Convict All Flesh are pretty much my 2 highlights of this record. So I'm going to show you the album again. This is Cold of Ages by Ash Borer. This is released on Profound Lore Records. Check it out if you want. And as far as the score is concerned, I'm going to give it a light 8 out of 10. I think this is a really solid record. I do have some issues with it, but it's not enough to the point where it's not going to prevent me from enjoying it, because I did enjoy this record. It's different. It sets out to be different from the pack, and if you're into this style of music, enjoy it. If not, just move along to something else. So I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Army Ho out.